So I warned you about Dogecoin. Are you going to get in on Shiba?
I don't even know what that is.
You don't know what Shiba is?
I think I've heard it once before. It's ridiculously cheap right now.
All right, you're going to miss out on the boat. You're going to miss. You're not doing your research. You're not doing your research.
It's a dog that's related to Dogecoin or something ridiculous.
He's not doing his research. DC now.
All right, so just to be clear as we start, I'm going to start the show because now apparently it's...
Did you see that moment? I'm all confused right now.
It's DC now?
Oh yeah, I just misspoke.
Okay.
Yeah, that
was... I wasn't sure if this was turning into your show.
I was kind of trying to...
Although it is really your show.
Maybe, like, what do they call that? Like, through osmosis, I'm alluding to something.
Yeah.
Accidentally, but it is DG now, right?
Yeah.
DG now, 3 topics, we hit them fast. Topic number 1, Ben Affleck back in action. Ben Affleck, JLo. She just broke up with A-Rod. By the way, whole separate story. I could do 3 hours on how much I hate A-Rod. 3 hours minimum. Right. Hate the man. Sorry, that will go off the track.
Let's keep it to 3 seconds.
Yeah, we'll keep it to 3 seconds. Ben Affleck, what do you think?
I think it's crazy talk. Honestly, the whole celebrity world, especially movie stars, it just blows my mind with the relationship thing. And, you know, for the life that they lead and what their job is, especially when you get into love scenes and all that stuff with other people other than your wife or husband, I think that's just weird and probably hurts the overall
No, but this is actually kind of like a normalized relationship, right? They broke up 17 years ago.
Right.
And if they end up back together,
they were
that's
engaged,
the most human,
correct?
Yes, they were engaged. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now they've come full circle. And I don't know what the
But do you get what I'm saying? Like, you just elevated Hollywood and their relationships. And I'm actually bringing it back to, like, normal, where, like, that would happen in real life. You would go your separate ways and then get back together, possibly. So it's almost like you kind of contradict yourself.
The amount of relationships that they've both had, married, Mark Anthony, and Ben is Jennifer Garner and everything else.
Did you see the TikTok with Ben?
No.
So some girl posted on TikTok that she matched with Ben Affleck on Raya, which is celebrity Tinder. Celebrity Tinder, basically.
Okay.
And
they
matched together, but she, like, what is it, Paula? Like, didn't swipe, whatever. She decided not to match. What was it? I don't know was she a nanny? I don't know what it was, but basically she declined the offer to, like, match with him. And he sent her a personal message being like, why'd you decline it? That was me. I'm Ben Affleck. Because she didn't believe it was Ben Affleck. And Ben Affleck, I mean, all right, we don't need to go down there, but Ben Affleck has dated a lot of women.
Right.
And now he's back with JLo. Like, that is, we talk about
who's been with a lot of men, by the way.
We talk about homes and houses. Ben Affleck, folks, is the American dream. Fun fact of the day. That's it.
I'm with you on that.
All right, let me tee you up. We're going to go a little lesson style here. Cash to close versus closing costs. I'll just tee you up. You just go. Just go.
Right. So on a lot of the documentation on, let's say, the closing disclosure, where it says closing costs, those two numbers are definitely different, but get thrown into the same conversation frequently. They should be thrown into the same conversation, but they should be called two different things. So closing costs, I always tell our clients, are the fees associated with the loan, what it costs to get the deal done. Whether that be, the lender fee, the appraisal, the credit report, then you have all the title fees, title insurance, that all goes into the closing costs, okay? Then you have cash to close, which you're adding in prepaids and escrows. What are those? Well, escrows are your taxes and insurance being set up for the loan to pay on future dates when they come due. You could also have a tax bill. Like, by law, if a tax bill is due on the property that you're purchasing within 60 days, it has to be paid at closing. Mm-hmm. Some of these so short towns, I mean, any town in greater Boston area, quarterly tax bill could be $5,000, or more. So that impacts, quote unquote, closing costs or cash to close. And then you have, daily interest. So let's say you're closing in the middle of the month. There's no such thing as a partial mortgage payment. So you'd have to bring, that half month's mortgage payment to the closing. Point of why I tell you this is that sometimes people will get caught up in their head. Let's just say, I'm just going to make up a number, $7,000 purchase, and they think their closing costs are going to be, $7,000. But due at closing is $11,000. Mm-hmm. Well, I thought my closing costs were going to be $7,000. The closing costs are $7,000. Those numbers very rarely change, and if they do, it's only by a few $100 in most cases.
Yep.
But cash to close is a whole nother deal. And we go over all this stuff with our clients, but you hear the stories out there, and sometimes people also forget what you say.
Yep.
What do they say? People in general hear like 30 or digest 30% of what somebody says in a conversation.
Is that a made-up stat? Or you just
No,
make that up
that's
off the
real.
cuff?
That is real.
Right.
So bottom line is you have to realize that closing costs are different than cash to close.
Yep. So work with somebody you trust. As always, DM us. DM if you're an agent, or if you yourself are looking, DM us, and we can give you all this details as well. Walk you through the whole process.
Boom.
Easy. All right, we got to get to our a little hockey talk because we haven't in a little while. Playoffs about to begin. Saturday night, it looks like. Capitals, Bruins, playoffs start. Let's just talk about this team for 1 second. Taylor Hall, an absolute missile of a player.
Whammo. I mean,
Goal last night. We're filming on Tuesday afternoon.
Right.
Monday night
goal was unbelievable.
Full speed.
Right.
Textbook.
Just what he's done to rejuvenate that line and what he's brought to the team. You look at what he's done in some of with his prior teams, Buffalo specifically, he didn't have much to play with there. But, they were complaining on his production. He's come in, and it's been instant impact.
Put players in position to succeed. Same thing with Krejci for the last 10 years. Nobody's been, his line has always never had that next level player that he could help elevate himself. I mean, was that who passed it over to Tall last night? Was it Krejci? I think it was. That goal, that first goal Taylor Hall had, absolutely beautiful. Like just beautiful. So that line is absolutely buzzing right now.
Could be the difference maker, by the way.
That's true. And tonight, by the way, maybe you should suit up tonight. Literally nobody in the lineup for the last game. Nobody. It is going to be all. I just saw a friend of yours, Brendan Walsh, just tweeted he might be in the game tonight because it's not, and that's the games he probably loves to play.
Right. It's one of those things. I mean, they have to have people in the lineup because I don't think they have that many players that they can just pull up as black,
literally
that are black aces. And
it is every name, every marquee name is not in the lineup.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Swayman.
Oh, well, Swayman.
Between the pipes?
I would think Swayman. I'd give him Swayman the reps because you wouldn't give Halak at this point, right?
No.
Is Swayman the backup going in the playoffs?
I would say yes.
That's wild. What a turn of events.
I would say Swayman's your starting goaltender.
For the playoffs?
No. Next year. Or sooner than later. Real deal.
I'm a Rask.
Mark my words.
I'm a Rask guy. Rask is going to bring home the cup. Anyway.
I'm not against Rask. He is going to bring home the cup. And if we do it this year, he's going to be a major part of it. But the future of the Bruins, Swayman.
All right. Lots of lessons to take with you on DG Now this week. First, Sheba, look into it. You look into it, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Don't take investment advice from me. Don't be stupid.